I don't see many people, I don't see the news telling you how to take care of your immune system. At least the whole overall message. I don't see the news talking about how to protect your peace. I know those are my words, but how to take care of your mental health. I don't see these things like really at the forefront. They need to be at the forefront because we're in a mental health crisis more than ever. There's people that are going to commit suicide. And I pray that if you're one of these people, that I pray that you be freed. I pray that God floods peace in your heart. But there's people that feel like there's no point in living anymore because of the things that are happening. And I want to tell you, that's why it's very important to protect the things that are being input in your life. Protect the information that's being given to your life. What you focus on is what you will feel. And some of y'all might say, well, Trent, it's like, I get what you're saying, but hard times is hard times. And I understand that. But hard times can build you. Hard times can make you better. None of us are exempt from it. And I get that. But we have to take care of our mental health. What does that look like? It looks different for everybody. But maybe you're picking up a book. Maybe you're meditating. Maybe you're praying. Maybe you're working out. Put certain foods in your bodies, because certain foods that we put in our body can lead to depression. It's facts. Look up these things. But again, a lot of us, what we're doing is we're trusting the media. We're trusting all the information that's out there. We're not doing our own research and knowing what's good for us. And so I want you to take time today, if you can, to really examine your life. Take time today to examine your emotions. Call a friend up and talk if you need to. Therapy is healing. Expressing is healing. Stop saying you're good when you're not good. You know, I probably had 5 or 6 calls in the last few days where people who are my strong friends, who are strong people that aren't so strong right now. And it's okay because I'm that guy too. Because all of these things are going on, all this confusion, all this uncertainty. And when we just, when we just say, oh, I can handle this and we don't deal with it, those things end up handling us. So how are you going to take care of your mental health? Because I don't want this to get you to a point where you feel like life is not worth living. I don't want this to get to a point where you feel like giving up is the best option. I don't want this to get to a point where it turns into abuse in your household. It turns to frustration. You're cussing your kids out because you're frustrated. And now they're reaping, now they're dealing with the results of your frustration because you're not handling certain things. So we have to take care of our emotions. We have to tap into that. We have to protect our peace. We have to get out. We have to, create the energy that we need. And some people are like, well, I can't get outside. Okay, you see me in my garage right now. I know it's not convenient. It's not the best thing in the world, but this is my office. This is my gym. And I refuse to surrender to this, man. I've came too far to give up now. You came too far to give up now. Yes, things might not go back the same, but that might be the best thing that ever happened to you. Things are not going back to normal. Like, we got to get that out of our head. It's not going back to normal. Things are not going to go back to normal. And that's okay, because guess what? Out of this, you can become better. So I'm telling myself, I don't want things to go back to normal because I'm going to be better because of this. But the main thing that I'm focusing on is my mental health. I'm making sure that I'm taking care of that. I'm making sure that I'm having the releases that I need to have in my life. I'm making sure that I'm having my conversations with God. I'm making sure that I'm disconnecting often. I'm putting away my phone. I'm not listening to the news over and over and over again. I'm not. Because they just going to feed you what they want to feed you. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be controlled by that. I'm not going to allow my emotions to be controlled by that. Am I informed? Absolutely. But I'm not consumed. I'm not consumed. And suicide rates are going up. Abuse is going up. Check it. Anxiety, clinical depression happen. All these things happen. They're not going to say because of what's going on. And so you have to take care of your life, people. Like, please take care of your life. And I don't know what that looks like for everybody, but you got to spend some time. You got to spend some time with yourself. You got to spend some time with your thoughts, and you got to focus on better, man. Like, what really matters at the end of life. And hopefully this time has shown you what really matters. And it's not always about, going harder for your dreams. It's not always about that. Like, we're all different. Sometimes it takes resting. Sometimes it takes disconnecting. Sometimes it says, you know what? I'm going to use this time to recharge my life. Like, we're all different. We're all different. But I know when your mental health suffers, your life suffers. It's just facts. I don't care how rich you are, how many people follow you online, how much you're a celebrity. It doesn't matter. It's proven. It's proven over and over again. When somebody's not mentally right, when somebody's not mentally taking care of themselves, or, I'm not even going to say mentally taking care of themselves, because sometimes you can't control it. There's been times in my life where I feel like I can't control it. Depression is just like hitting me over and over and over again. But the point is, the greatest wealth is your mental health. The greatest wealth is your, physical health. I would say that too, but definitely your mental health, because when this breaks down, everything else breaks down. And so if you gotta, watch videos over and over, do it. If you gotta listen to podcasts, do it. If you gotta listen to certain type of music that puts you in a peaceful vibe, do it. Do whatever you have to do. Fight for it. Don't let these things control you. Don't let these things change you for the worse. If they're gonna change you for anything, let these things change you for the better. And this is not a popular message. You don't hear this message often. You're not hearing this. You're definitely not hearing it from the news. At least I haven't seen it. I haven't seen one thing about mental health. I haven't seen one thing about, things to do to make sure that, mentally you're okay through this. I haven't seen it. And maybe I'm sure it's been there, but the message that has been preached over and over and over is fear. It's fear. And fear weakens your immune system. Fear tears you apart. And we can't operate in fear. And most of us, we're in fear because of things we can't control, guys. We can't control anything. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you can control. Take care of your mental health. And for me, what does that look like for me? Okay, and I'll tell you what it looks like for me. I'll break it down. So for me, when I wake up, I am going on a run. I'm going on a walk. I'm going in nature. You guys know that if you follow me. I am doing that. I am going out in nature because nature, for me, is God's natural medicine for the soul. Jesus went to the mountains and disconnected often. And so I'm always disconnecting often. I'm not going to be consumed. I'm going to be informed, but I'm not going to be consumed. That's the difference. Consumed is mean it takes over you. Informed means, okay, I know these things, but I'm not going to be consumed by information where I'm just going to be like engulfed in fear with it. So I'm taking care of that. I am meditating, right? I'm evaluating my thoughts. I'm being honest with my emotions. If I feel a certain type of way and I need to talk to somebody, I'm talking to somebody. I'm not going to be the strong person that pretends to be strong all the time because of who I am, Mr. RehabTime that has it all figured out. Absolutely not. I refuse to lose myself for a perception. I refuse to do that. I talk to my son about it. I talk to my wife about it. We have conversations of how we're feeling. It's not strong pretending to be strong. To me, strong is knowing where your weaknesses are, knowing where your struggles are, and admitting them. That's true strength. Strength is not hiding something. Strength is dealing with something. So it's okay for you to be going through what you're going through. I'm going through it. And I want to tell you that because some of y'all look at me as like, oh, you have it all figured out, Mr. Shelton, you're good. I'm going through it too. But this is my process. I'm being creative, right? I'm doing something creative. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make sure that I can still do stuff through this time. I'm not going to compare my life. Comparison is a big thing because let's be real. It's hard to protect your mental health when you're on social media a lot because you're comparing your life because everybody's showing you like they have it all together, right? You've seen everybody like, and some people are, by the way, I'm not like discrediting anybody, but you'll see people like they have everything together in their life because that's what they're showing you. The filter life. Social media is the filter life. And you comparing yourself like, dang, they got it all together. I don't have it all together. So I'm going to feel worse about myself. Oh, they good. They happy. Like they're smiling through this. Oh, okay. So it must be something wrong with me because how I'm feeling, because I'm uncertain, because I'm unsure, because I'm scared, because I have fear. And you're sitting here comparing your behind the scenes with somebody's fake perfection. And even if it's their real perfection, you're sitting here comparing yourself. And this is your race. Their life is their life. You might be seeing people that's doing well in their business while your business is suffering. And now you're like, man, like, am I a failure? Because you're comparing your life to their life. Comparison will never add confidence to your life. Comparison will never add peace to your life. Comparison will never add joy to your life. It robs you of those things. It's going to make you feel like you're not doing enough. It's going to make you feel like something is wrong with you. It's going to make you feel like you don't have it all together because you think somebody else has it all together. It makes you feel like you have to have it all together and you don't. This is real life, people. We're all human beings. I don't know one person. I don't care who you point out. You can point out the most positive person in the world. They still going through it. I guarantee it facts. Whether they show that to you or not, that's their business. I'm not saying everybody has to put their struggle on Front Street. But you can't sit and compare your life, man, because comparison does nothing. And that's something I had to tell myself because I can easily look out on social media and be like, dang, like they really got it together. They really do. And I'm sitting over here struggling with certain things. But I have to slap myself. Boop. That is not my business. Somebody else's life is not your business. How someone else is dealing with certain things is not your business. It's not your business because there's a lot of people smiling for the camera, but dying behind the scenes. A lot of people. There's a lot of people smiling for the camera, smiling behind the scenes. Who knows? But you have to take care of you. Make this season your selfish season where you take care of you. You take care of your emotions. You take care of your mental health. You take care of your physical health. You take care of the things that you need to take care of, because if we don't take care of ourselves, who gonna do it for us? Who you waiting on to take care of you? That's what I want to know. Who gonna take care of you like you take care of you? Because how you take care of yourself, how you view yourself, how you treat yourself, that just sets the tone for everybody else. Ain't nobody gonna treat you better than you. And some people might at times, but we have to educate ourselves. We have to inform ourselves about these things. And this isn't the popular message. It's not. This is not just the motivational mumbo jumbo stuff that makes you feel good for the moment and yeah, let's go get our day. No, I refuse to just talk about that because I know that's going to wear off. And I know at night when it's hard to sleep, when you can't find peace, I know it's hard when your thoughts are flooding your mind and you can't sleep peacefully and you wake up in the middle of the night and you got worry on your mind, you got doubt in your mind, you got fear on your mind. And you're worrying about tomorrow and what tomorrow is going to bring, and you don't even know what tomorrow is going to bring. So you live in every single day in fear and uncertainty. I know how that feels. I know how that feels to maybe wish you wouldn't wake up the next day. I know how that feels at some point in my life, in my past. I've been there before. But I want to tell you, life is worth living. Even in the hard times, life is worth living. Because there's a bigger picture than all of this. It's bigger than this moment. It's bigger than what's going on. It's bigger than anything, right? And that's what you have to figure out, what truly matters for you. What truly matters for you, not what matters for me, not what matters with whoever tells you online to have matter in your life, not what the government, the president telling you what matters for you. Because at the end of the day, you're going to get to an old age and you're going to look back on your life and reflect. And two things are going to happen. Either you're going to regret or you're going to appreciate that you went for what you went for, that you dealt with what you dealt with. This is your life, your life. Every conversation that I've had with an elderly person, especially my grandparents, rest in peace to my grandparents. Every conversation I had with an elderly person, they never talked about anything that most of us worry about, ever. They just said, man, I wish I had more time to do this. I wish I had more time to do that. I wish I had more time with my family. I wish I would have gave more love. I wish I would have really appreciated the moments that really matter, man. That really matter. And that's what I'm saying. Fight for your mental health, because I know people that have nothing that still have everything. I know people that have everything that have nothing. Fight for your mental health. Fight for it. Fight for protecting your peace. Fight for the peace of your family. Fight for the peace of your household. Fight for the mental health around you. Because if we don't get right as leaders in our house, guess who suffers? The kids in our house. But Trent, it's hard. I know it is. Trust me, I know it is. But Trent, you don't understand, like my job, money, bills. I know it is. I know it is. But what's our decision? What's our choice? What are we going to do? We just going to say, hey, well, this life now, and just accept it and allow that to turn you into a person that you're not, and you start living a life that wasn't meant for you to live? Or are you going to say, you know what? I'm going to just focus on what I can control. I'm going to focus on the blessings in my life. And blessings ain't your house. Blessings ain't cars. This world has tricked us into believing that. Blessings ain't your bank account. That ain't blessings. Blessings is the things that we take for granted every single day, like breath, like love, like our mental health. That's blessings. Like, don't get it confused, man. I ain't one of these preachers, speakers, whoever that be trying to sell you dreams, man. That ain't me. And I never will do that, because I know at the end of the day, what's going to truly matter. Okay? And focus on what matters. Because when you appreciate everything in your life, you realize you have everything that you need. I've been preaching that since 2010. And I'm talking to myself now too. Don't think that I have it all figured out. I got to tell myself these things every single day. Trent, focus on what you have around you, because that's everything that you need. Because I know people that have lost. Forget people. I know myself, where I lost everything that I thought I wanted. Actually, I actually gained everything that I thought I wanted and realized I still had nothing. That's why you can't sell me that BS about all this other stuff, all these external things that people try to think that matters. And I'm not telling you not to go for it. I'm not telling you not to elevate your life. I'm all for that, whatever. But I'm telling you, don't lose yourself in the process of trying to become something that your life wasn't meant to be. Don't lose yourself in the process of nothing. It's about finding ourselves, about rediscovering ourselves. And that's a hard job. It's probably the hardest job we have. Just come up with some type of process, man, that you can protect your mental health, whatever that looks like for you. Because we're in a mental health crisis. We're in a mental health war that hasn't been discussed. And I don't know if it's ever been like this before. It's just weird. Like, I I've never experienced it like this before, the influx of messages that I'm getting from people. And you got to dig down internally and really find out like what matters for you and to you and what you're really living for. And the word meaning just popped up in my heart. Meaning. When you find meaning in anything, you can survive anything. And so like, what's the meaning that you're going to find in this? What's the meaning for your life? Some of us, we're living a life that, again, has been given to us by society, has been given to us by opinions, has been given to us by rejection. And we don't have meaning. And when you don't have meaning in life, life becomes meaningless. You feel like there's no point of living, no point of, trying. You just accept life. You just sit in depression. You sit and soak in average, and you just live life like that because you haven't found meaning. Create your meaning. What is your life going to mean? What does this life mean? What is this time going to mean for you? And the more empowering the meaning, the more your mental health will be at peace. A part of like really protecting your mental health is understanding the triggers, man. Like understanding, because sometimes we think, oh, I'm just not getting enough sleep. And that's how we just chalk it up to that. Like I'm just a night where I just didn't get sleep. And we just ignore it. Or you might, I'm just feeling a little sad today. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's the weather. And we just kind of brush it off, and we don't allow the triggers to alert us. I know if I'm not sleeping, I know if I'm waking up in the middle of the night, things like that. I know that there's something there. And so I don't ignore that trigger, because the more you ignore the signs that have been given to you that something isn't right, that you're dealing with something, then guess what? That builds up and it sinks you deeper, and it's like quicksand, and it becomes harder to get out, then becomes super overwhelming. Then you just don't know what to do, right? And you break down, you actually go through a breakdown. But just think about that, like your triggers, like what are the things that maybe have changed during this time that like maybe not eating as much, right? I would pay attention to that. Or maybe you're getting frustrated. You're on edge more than ever with your children or with your friends or with people. I would pay attention to that. That's a sign that's letting you know that something really ain't right. Listen, when you're going through these emotions, it's okay. Like, I'm not telling you like you shouldn't feel sad. You shouldn't have these emotions. It's gonna come. But it's about what we do with the emotions that come in our life and how we change our state while those emotions are there. So when I'm feeling sad, I try not to stay there. I try to do things that make me, happy. This might be too deep, but like how environments hold energies. So like in this room, the energy in here, because I work out in here, I train in here, like I feel great in here, right? I come in this room and it's hard for me to feel sad. It just is. Like, it's like certain places in your life. You might go somewhere and might be something happened to you there, and you always feel fearful when you go there, right? Because of the experience that you had in that environment. But that's very key. Like that's a trigger. Understanding like when I'm in certain places, why do I feel like this? Make today incredible. Let's get it. Straight up.